Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach. We're back with Loki. And that's Shane, by the way. But we're back with Loki, and we're on Season 1, Episode 6.
Yeah, the finale.
So, the final episode.
Yeah. The finale? Yes.
What happened last time?
Well, we had the Nothing consuming everything at the end of time, and we had some amazing character moments. Amazing.
Alliance.
I'm sorry?
Alliance.
Alliance, yeah, that is his name. Or its name, or whatever.
The Thing.
The Thing.
Oh, nothing.
The Nothing. And we had old Loki go out like a badass.
Yeah, future Loki.
Yeah, future Loki go out like a freaking badass, dude.
Glorious purpose! And he's laughing.
Yeah.
Leaning back. With his fucking package sticking out there.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it was cool. He's been doing some interviews. I've been watching him. He's like, yeah. Sometimes you accept the role, or even the writers, like, they don't know when a character is going to be great. Like Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And I still wonder, how the hell did Boba Fett become great? Like in the old movies?
I personally thought he looked cool.
Well, yeah, I think.
And I wanted more from that character.
Yeah.
Because I thought he looked cool.
Yeah.
And he had a cool position in the story. They actually gave him lines and gave him purpose, whereas Boba Fett in the old trilogy, he just got knocked into a Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, he went out kind of unceremoniously.
Yeah.
What's interesting is, yeah, it's just a different generation. I think kids back then, they had so much less and had so much less of a way to access things. And
I know it was a glorious time, because then you could make up your own stories.
Yeah.
And like I had this 12-inch Darth Vader figure.
Yeah. And
it just said on the back of it that he had the fight with Obi-Wan and he fell into a volcano or something like that, or a lava. It was great to imagine what that could have been.
Yeah.
And then you get it. And you get this high ground shit. The fight was good.
Yeah. This is what Matt Stover said. I love Matt Stover's vision quite a bit. I don't necessarily condone the usage of high ground advantages. So he said he was choosing his words carefully. I love that man. He's a great writer.
You had future Loki. You had the Lokis all turn on one another, and the one, I don't remember the name of the Loki.
Yeah.
But he's the one that betrayed them. And
yeah,
just like all Lokis do,
and that's what the future Loki was saying. Like, we're broken.
Yeah, but he saw hope in the end because of his talk with Mobius. Mobius said it's never too late to change, right?
Yeah,
and
which was such a cool line.
And you could see his reaction to that statement.
Yeah.
So he comes back in the end to change, to actually take action.
Yeah, and after that we had Loki and Mobius hug it out. And when I first watched that, for the first few seconds, I was thinking, how they have the data pad? I forgot Sylvie took it with her.
Yeah. At the end of that, they were able to, working together, enchant Alliance.
Yeah.
And open up a pathway.
Yeah.
And see this
castle.
I was going to say bleak-looking castle, but it's not really bleak. It's just kind of dark and very moody castle.
And all because of future Loki's sacrifice. So now, presumably, they're going to go there because that guy was a guard dog.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out who is there.
I bet Dumbledore.
I think it's going to be
Voldemort.
I was going to say the old guy from Count of Monte Cristo, because he's played by the same guy, but only for the first movie.
His name
was
Harris, because he was
Jared
Harris' father.
Yeah, you're right.
And because we had this conversation in the car the other day.
Yeah, we did. Someone had an interesting comment. What if it was like a Loki variant?
I might be getting kind of tired of Loki variants. And if it is a Loki variant, I'll be a little bit disappointed. Like, I was hoping that it'll be a new villain to set up, unless Loki ends up taking over, and they take that stuff.
What they do? What if they kill our Loki and stuff? That'd be crazy.
I mean, he already died once.
Well, yeah.
So, if he died again.
Well, you know what's the screen time this Loki has? He has more screen time than any of the other Lokis had combined, which is weird.
That makes sense.
I almost feel like this is our Loki now.
Well, you kind of do have that to a point.
Yeah.
I mean, he was existing in the same world. He just didn't experience the same growth after that.
Yeah.
That he did, because he didn't go through the same experiences. Didn't know his mom died because of him.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's a Loki variant. I was like, when I was editing, I was thinking that would be kind of.
I saw the same comment.
Okay.
And it could be done really well, and it might surprise me.
Yeah.
But I might be a little disappointed if it is.
Well, whatever it is, I hope it's good.
I mean, they're the ones that figured out that you can hide behind annihilations, behind apocalyptic events.
Yeah.
So it could be a Loki that had figured that out before they figured it out.
Yeah.
Because Sylvie figured it out, and then our Loki variant figured it out.
Yep.
So someone could have, a predecessor Loki could have figured it out before her.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I just want to jump in. This is the last episode, and my review of the series thus far is I love it.
I've heard a lot of rumors that they're setting up Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be the villain in the next Ant-Man movie.
Okay.
So maybe we'll see him, but I don't know enough about him to make that call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess it would be in the vein of this show for it to be a Loki variant.
Yeah.
I just hope it goes somewhere more than that.
Yeah, because it's going
to... It better not be a Loki variant, and then they off them, and then they just have a love story, and that's the end of it.
I agree. I think that would be
very unrewarding.
It would be. I agree.
It's such a great series.
Yeah. That being said, I just want to jump in.
That's cool image.
Yeah, it is.
That made a difference.
Well, if you think it's a bad idea, I prefer you to speak your mind.
No.
Just knocked. And the guy just answered.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
And it's like Professor Slughorn. Oh, come in, come in. Oh, there you go.
Almost like a little.
Hello. Welcome to the Citadel at the end of time.
Mass Effect: The Citadel.
Who's impressed?
He who remains.
And who is he?
He created all, and he controls all. And he wants to offer you a deal.
They always want to cut deals
Making
when they're in a corner.
Creative adjustments.
Yeah.
And the TVA can keep doing its vital work. And y'all can live the lives you've always wanted. You versus those self-righteous Avengers. How would you like to win? You can kill Thanos. You want the Infinity Gauntlet? Yours. What about you, Missy? All those years on the run? Desperate. Alone. Two Lokis in the same place.
Both of us. Together on the timeline.
He could make it work. It's fiction.
We write our own destiny now.
Sure you do. Good luck with that.
This isn't what I asked for.
I know, but he thinks this will be more useful.
Who?
Happy reading.
This is wild. The two of you, same person. I mean, it's a little unnatural. Wow. Wild.
You're a wizard, Harry.
He who remains.
Not what you were expecting, hmm? You're just a man. Come on.
Fucking look on his face.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't to be disturbed.
Well, you're not going to be happy to see me. He's back.
If anyone was ever going to make it back from the void, I suppose it was going to be you.
One man's void is another man's piece of cake.
I'm sorry, Mobius. I couldn't let you get in the way of our mission.
Timekeepers are fake. We're all variants. What mission?
It can't have been for nothing. That's why I had to prune you.
We know your secret.
What did you do?
Oh yeah. B-15 is back.
Yeah.
Big Mama.
Freeman, Ohio.
Stand down.
That guy sucks. I hate
You
that
need to
fucking
listen
guy.
to
I
me.
know.
What the hell is going on here?
The Renslayer.
Who are you? And what the hell are you doing in my school?
That isn't Judge Renslayer.
I'm not sure you quite understand the situation. You've lost. We found you.
Oh, swing of a miss.
So we're still doing that.
You can't kill me because I already know what's going to happen. Don't you wonder how I'm able to get out of the way?
Just before you kill me.
I know it all. And I've seen it all.
No, we broke out of your little game.
That's how we got here.
No. Wrong. Every step you took to get here. Lamentus, the void. I paved. You just walked down.
I like that.
Yeah.
A manipulation. Interesting that your head would go to that. You think you can trust this guy?
Then listen to it.
Do you think you're even capable of trusting anyone at all?
You know, like the TVA's a lie.
But what if it's a necessary one? I have to believe they had a reason.
No, because I've seen the horror waiting for people when they get pruned.
You know what would happen if we didn't prune the timeline?
Free will?
Free will?
Allies to the end. Shut up. That was so beautiful. And then you sent me to die. What happened to you?
Nothing, Mobius.
You betrayed me.
No, you betrayed me. Eons of friendship. And you threw it all away on a couple of Lokis. No, Mobius.
We can't take away people's free will, Ramona. Look, maybe we can build this into something better. I'm not gonna let you go.
Please, Mobius. Even with that.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
In search of free will.
I understand your moral objections to what the TVA does. Without the TVA, everything burns.
Who are you?
I've been dubbed many names by many people. A ruler, a conqueror, he who remains.
Khan?
Kang.
King the Conqueror?
But it's
Khan is
not
Star
as
Trek.
simple. Before the TVA, a variant of myself lived on Earth in the 31st century. He discovered that there were universes stacked on top of his own. Narcissistic, self-congratulatory peaks. I love your shoes, I love your hair. Oh man, nice nose, thanks man. Not every version of me was so pure of heart. The peace between realities. Each variant fighting to preserve their universe and annihilate the others. A creature you both know.
Eliath.
Bingo. I harnessed the beast's power and began experimenting on it. I ended the multiversal war. All I have to do is manage the flow of time and prevent any further branches. Hence, the TVA. Hence, the timekeepers in a highly efficient bureaucracy. It came to kill the devil. I keep you safe. And that's the gambit. I've gone through every scenario. This is the only way. TVA, it works.
Or you're a liar.
You kill me and destroy all this, and you don't just have one devil, you have an infinite amount. Or you two run the thing.
Why would you give up being in control?
I'm tired. I'm older than I look. This game is for the young. Or you take over.
They make for better movies if they kill
The
him.
TVA and its benevolent rulers. It's not personal. It's practical.
It was personal to me.
Grow up! Grow up, Sylvie! Murderer! Hypocrite! We just crossed the threshold. I knew everything up to a certain point, and that point was about 7, 8, 9, 10, 6 seconds ago. But now I have no idea how the rest of this is going to go.
No. It's just another lie. Another manipulation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
If it was a lie, it's pretty damn convincing.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Sylvie, hang on a moment. Let's just talk about it.
Well, how about we finish what we started?
And kill him!
He's a liar, Loki.
So am I. And I don't think he was lying. Not about that. Insane, yes. But maybe he was telling the truth.
better hurry! Timeline's already
So
branching.
what, you want the throne?
No. That's not it, no.
I don't believe you.
So if the universe is in the balance, everything we know to be true, everything, all I'm suggesting is we just take a minute to think about it. I promise you from my heart, this isn't about a throne.
What was I thinking, trusting you?
That's what you think of me. Evil Loki's master plan comes together. Can't you see? This is bigger than our experience.
Why aren't we seeing this the same way?
Because you can't trust, and I can't be trusted.
Then I guess we're in a pickle.
I love what he does with his hair. It's so
But he throws it back.
yeah.
That's what every fucking person with long hair does.
Sylvie, stop. 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 I felt what you feel. All I know is I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to throne. I just want you to be okay.
There it is.
But I'm not you. Aren't you gonna beg for your life?
Good. See you soon.
Branching timelines.
Yeah. Nexus events.
A lot of them.
I think it kind of had to happen for this Marvel Cinematic Universe to remain in power.
Yeah, unless they were evil and they were ruling, then yeah. If they were benevolent, then it'd just be. But
Turning back now.
Who said anything about turning back?
For all time.
Always.
He's heartbroken.
he does. He's very, very good.
At this point, how are we even going to stop it?
We can't!
What?
What?
We freed the timeline. We found him. Beyond the storm. He's terrifying. He planned everything. He's seen everything. He knows everything.
Take it easy. You're an analyst, right? What division are you from?
What are you talking about?
Who are you? What's your name?
He might not have.
You remember he ain't now going back to the normal. Tim. That was pretty satisfying.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, season 2 announcement.
It's just,
Well, that was our reaction, folks. This is the response.
man, when him and Sylvie, with that long shot when he
They
was
kissed?
well, yeah, leading up to that,
Yeah.
It was-
It paid its dues.
It was very-
It was coming.
yeah,
It came and it was good. I don't usually go in for movie kisses and
Yeah.
romantic shit. I don't.
Yeah.
But I thought that was well timed. And yeah.
it was like when he was just threw his sword down. He just, I'm going to be okay.
You could tell what he wanted to say,
Yeah,
but he didn't want to say it.
yeah,
And until she finally made the first move
Yeah.
and kissed him. So,
and then it
you know, that's just, yeah, it was a good one.
I mean,
Hard for me to admit.
yeah, yeah. It just, yeah. I love their relationship. I was pretty goddamn devastated when all that went down the way it did. I'm glad.
I could. When he was sitting there heartbroken after she turned on him
Yeah,
and kicked him out, it
Yeah.
was a hard thing to see.
it was hard because, like,
I could see that he was in pain.
yeah,
Maybe it's just because I'm in a good mood today.
You feel like, oh, he's in pain. I feel something.
I feel for him.
Yeah.
I feel something. So if I was in a bad
What
mood,
is this salty discharge?
if I was in a bad mood, I'd probably see it very differently. And that's just how I am with anything. But anyway, starting from the top, the imagery when they go to the Citadel.
Once
Beautiful.
it was gorgeous. We're currently reacting to a new show, Castlevania. I'm sure this will be out first, but look forward to that, everybody. I kept thinking of Dracula's Castle and of the imagery in that for some reason.
Yeah,
it's not quite the same, but
there's a lot more purple and there's a lot more red.
It's just,
the purples and reds are kind of the same.
They're always, that's cool. Like those cool colors, and I guess red is not a cool color, but it works well with purple and blue and stuff like that.
Yeah,
look really good, and just I guess when you think of something at the end of time, you think of something like that.
Well, my initial thought for him trying to cut a deal was he's trying to worm his way out because he'd been cornered.
Yeah,
Kang, which I didn't really call it, but I said in the beginning in the pre-talk that it might be Kang just because they're talking about him.
Yeah,
I didn't see it in the story because I don't know shit about him.
Yeah,
the guy's performance was great. What do you think about Kang?
No, I mean, I know he is important in the Marvel comics.
Yeah,
our buddy's brother talked about him being cast and stuff,
and Ant-Man,
and I'm like, and I don't know anything about him like you, and I wasn't even sure if that was going to be him until he called himself the Conqueror, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I liked his performance. It was unique. He wasn't like this.
He wasn't like this diabolical seeming guy.
I mean, I'm always drawing parallels to Star Wars, but he's a guy pulling the strings. He's a guy who knows your move, and he planned for it. I like all that stuff, but it was a different type of performance. Palpatine is like the ultimate evil. This guy was doing everything he could to keep reality from cracking, and that includes some diabolical shit.
Yeah, evil for the right reasons.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? Evil for
I think
the right reasons.
The Witcher wouldn't like it. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, he would draw some hard lines. I think evil's evil.
Yeah. We're also on The Witcher, so look forward to that.
Yeah, we are. But yeah, what do you think about that? The expanded thought.
Well, okay,
evil for the right reasons.
Like, if you are just The Witcher going through the woods and there's people with their problems, then yeah, you don't want to get involved to things that are evil, I would just say, yeah, fuck it. But like this, there's clearly a pecking order, and sometimes you have to do things that, I guess you have to think about what is evil and what is morality, and is it something bestowed upon us from something greater, or is it something that we evolve for the sake of the herd?
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into, is religion.
Yeah,
you're taught that there's a benevolent God that's on top of it all.
Well, we are.
Here, in this reality.
We might have a branching reality.
We might have a variance. Well, this is opposite.
Yeah.
And I'm all charisma.
Yeah. And, I'm like, fucking goddamn it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Hey, we should do a variant version of this when the next season opens.
We should.
I pretend to be you and you pretend to be me.
But you can do the stuff that we used to as a teenager. You know what I mean? It will be fun.
I have no practice.
Yeah.
I won't be able to stand it very long. I can tell you that.
But
no. Let's say we'll flip it on its head.
Yeah.
What if Satan was the guy? It's like, hey,
holding reality together.
Yeah, this is fucked up. And he rebelled because it was fucked up.
Yeah.
And he got cast out. And he was cast apart as a liar.
Yeah.
Everyone, we're all told he's a liar.
Well, then God wouldn't be God, and he wouldn't be who he said he was, because he wouldn't be this clean, pure thing that can do no evil.
What's the point?
Then he'd be. Then the devil would be the reluctant hero, and Yahweh would be the ancient evil, and that would be bad. And I wouldn't want that.
That'd make for a hell of a story, though.
It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be a cool story. In this particular case, like Loki, I believed him. I guess it's just like running a country. There's probably some shit that would be hard to stomach for the average person.
That reminds me of King Bradley in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Ling, a prince of Xing. He is telling him when they're having a confrontation, Ling's like, how can you do this to your people, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And Wrath is, retorts that, you're ignorant, as if the people have anything to do with running a country. And
yeah. Well, it kind of reminds me also of Jack Nicholson, Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, the lawyer movie.
That's
You Can't Handle the Truth.
That's A Few Good Men. You know what would be funny?
It was like
is if we had our dads do a reaction. It'd be like Mark and Damien.
I think it'd be funny. I always thought it'd be funny to
Like,
have them on camera for
Mark's
something.
sitting there in your seat and Damien, my dad sitting in mine, watching this shit. Like, think of how uncomfortable they'd look.
I know. It'd be really funny. And then they'd have to have a conversation. What the hell just happened?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
They just watch intently. My dad, when he watches TV, he just watches intently.
Yeah.
He doesn't react. Sometimes he falls asleep. So you know, Loki at the end of this all, and at the end of all of this, he's sent back to a variant reality. We're presuming
some kind of branching reality,
a Nexus branch where Mobius doesn't know who he is. B-15 doesn't know who he is.
Yeah,
and Kang is a statue of him instead of the Timekeepers.
Yeah,
I did wonder because I heard that this guy was cast in Ant-Man. Same guy.
Yeah. Did you know the actor? Or?
I didn't know him. I guess he's from Lovecraft country. And
okay. I heard it was great, and it wasn't renewed for season 2. I heard it was really good.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I was interested in watching it because of Lovecraft.
Yeah.
But I had a question as to why his variant looks like him. But then I remembered that there was that Loki variant with the Vote for Loki badge and all that shit, got his hand bit off.
Yeah.
So there are versions of those. There are variants of Loki where they look the same.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, is he always going to look like that? Or are they going to... I can see that he said that there'll be more of him doing the same evil shit.
One thing he talked about, he says about reincarnation.
Well, because it's him.
Yeah.
In a sense. Coming back to fulfill... He's saying that it'll come full circle and then his variant will end up back in that scene.
It's just weird that he used that specific word. It's almost like that consciousness will come back almost.
I don't think so. I mean, it's kind of like every Loki's conscious of the other Loki and kind of how they are.
Yeah. I guess for me, I thought it would be the idea of him saying, like, I told you I'd be back, and knowing that the future Kang would have lived through those events. You know,
I don't see it being that way. I saw it more as metaphorical.
Okay. Well, I hope it's like that, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean...
They never said anything about reincarnation. It'd be kind of weird.
No, I think it was just, like I said, a metaphor for the fact that, like, they were talking about the Lokis always do the same Loki shit.
Yeah.
And for Kang, it'd probably be the same way. Even though there were versions of him that did, I mean, he ultimately was doing evil shit.
Yeah.
And he was ruling.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's just versions of him that are a little meaner, I guess.
It's weird, he said eons ago in the 31st century. Yeah. You know? Which is the end of the time, there's got to be billions of years from now. You know what I mean? Oh, man.
I did read accidentally that Renslayer was his lover in the comics.
Okay.
So that might come around where there's a version of her that's kind of the sidekick or the counterpart, I should say. Yeah. The lover, the woman behind.
Well, she's not going to go find free will, and maybe she went to go find him.
Oh, maybe she'll end up finding him. And that being the case.
Yeah. But one of my questions was when they went to that, she went to that high school and she's a teacher or a principal or something.
She's at my school, so I'm assuming she's principal.
Okay. We didn't really see
You saw what happened. Well, I guess you're right. You didn't really see how it unfolded with that version of the TVA.
Yeah, so presumably that was used as evidence to get the other guys on board or something. Or maybe like...
that was the idea, was that she was unveiling the truth.
Yeah.
Showing them that, hey, we're variants.
Yeah. So
but the TVA though I thought was established that there aren't variants of the same TVA. It's all the same TVA.
Yeah, but the people in there are variants of other people.
They're the variants of other people, but there's not a TVA in every timeline. You know what I mean? Like it's just one TVA.
I think after the Nexus it became that way.
It could be. I mean, there were Nexuses all the time that they just quashed. So it never really started another TVA that we know.
Maybe did they just?
Well, I'm wondering though if maybe it's the same TVA, but Kang has adjusted it somehow. Yeah, but or maybe Loki's set back in time some.
Yeah. The saddest thing for me is, I mean, now I can definitely imagine Owen Wilson will be back.
Yeah, he should be.
I wanted to see our Mobius.
It's like set for life, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wanted to see our Mobius.
I want to know what happened to Sylvie. I mean, she killed Kang, and she didn't look that fulfilled by it.
Yeah.
She kind of looked unsure, and...
Well, I mean, like...
The quest is over. After you get your revenge, then what?
I mean,
Like Hugh Glass learned, just let go.
well, the real story, like,
I know, the real story fucking killed him. But
well, the real story, he let the kid go because he's like, you're too young, I'll forgive you. And then the real story, and the other guy, he couldn't kill because he's in the military. The guy joined the army, and back then it was illegal to kill someone if they joined the army.
okay.
It was more illegal. Like, you couldn't challenge him to a duel or something. Yeah. So,
he didn't get his vengeance in real life.
Technically not, no.
But in the movie, he just learns to let go.
Yeah, he learns to let go. But in The Revenant, though, in real life, he actually went through more hell.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they didn't have time to show all that.
Yeah, there's a part where his back got chewed off. He had to lay on this rotten log so the grubs would clean it. Mm-hmm. And he just crawled for like 30 miles on the ground.
Just like Daniel Day-Lewis. When he broke his leg at the beginning of There Will Be Blood.
Oh, yeah, I did remember that part.
Yeah, he's a silver miner.
Yeah.
And he had to crawl to fucking town.
Yeah.
With a broken leg. With his silver, so you can tell he's laying there on the floor with his leg in a splint.
I forgot about that. Holy shit.
I mean, I did say Allianth
with
an N with the opening talk. It's Eliath.
Eliath, okay. Okay. And the fact that he kind of weaponized him and
used that threat to...
How does one do that? Do something like that?
Well, I don't know. They were able to enchant it, so they figured out a loophole.
Okay.
So maybe he's obviously supposed to be this extremely intelligent guy.
Yeah.
So he just found a way.
It also kind of makes sense that the TVA would have access to like this 31st century technology as well.
Because he brought it with him.
Yeah. So it's not like magic per se.
No, and we were aware of that in the beginning.
Yeah.
That there was something off about it.
Yeah.
And you were wondering why everything looked so futuristic.
Yeah.
One of my favorite line in this was when Loki said to Sylvie, "Because you can't trust, and I can't be trusted."
Yeah.
And it was a really cool dynamic.
Everything in the show worked real well, but it worked so much better because the characters worked so well.
They did.
The relationship is so great.
And the fact that it's Loki. I mean, you couldn't really have that dynamic with a Thor and another version of Thor.
No,
they'd probably have a version of Thor be like, "This is weird." It's like I'm kissing myself.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Like, because they're Lokis and it was so great. Yeah.
Worked really well. You know, I really was captivated by, I don't remember her name now, the actress, but Sylvie's performance.
Yeah, no, I was as well. She looked torn.
She always had a look on her face, a sad, disconcerted look.
Yeah,
like she's just
like almost like she's
her
mad.
Her eyes are always kind of this worried look.
Yeah,
and everything, and it's just sad and kind of mistrusting look. She has a very mistrusting look, which fits her character.
Yeah,
so she did a very good job.
She did. I guess when I think of what's next for the MCU,
it's Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, and
right now it's Black Widow.
Okay,
but it's Ant-Man.
Well, when's the Eternal?
Actually, Black Widow happened before all the other shit happened.
Yeah,
so it's not really Black Widow.
No,
it just came out.
I mean, I guess they could have an Easter egg in there for something.
Got a good-looking woman and fucking David Harbour in it.
Yeah, so. Which I love. Both.
So
when's the Eternals come out?
I don't follow entertainment news.
Yeah,
I show up here, and you have shows lined up.
Yeah,
and we do them.
Yeah,
and then I go home.
That is literally it.
We talked about the kiss.
Yeah,
which I thought was it was the payoff.
Mm-hmm.
Long time coming.
I know a lot of people were. Yeah, like I know a lot of people I heard online were like they didn't want it to show. They didn't want the writers to make it any romantic at all, and I just want the writers to do what they want to do normally.
Is that like the people that are mad about the romance they don't get to see on screen? So it's like they don't get what they want; they just don't want any of it.
I don't know,
because there was no romance in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That was a bromance.
Yeah, it was a bromance, and they have this love that blossomed. It's not enough because her desire.
It's not enough for her.
Yeah, her desire for revenge is overriding everything, and I think she's so dissatisfied in the end because I think maybe I'm sure she's looking out the window. She's probably realizing that Loki was right. This guy wasn't lying.
For one, she was hunted since she was a kid.
Yeah.
So I understand. I get why she feels the way she feels.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that she would do that because her whole life, ever since she was a little kid, 8 years old or something.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me.
She was
8 or 10.
Rick's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, Beth. But
yeah.
And then she finally has her moment, and she just can't let it go.
Yeah.
That's what's been driving her this whole time, continuously, because they've been continuously hunting her.
Yeah.
And she finally has that moment. She's not going to let it go, and then she gets it. And it seemed like to me, watching her, that the payoff that she expected wasn't there.
Yeah, and it's never too late to change, and Loki changed, and she didn't.
But it's never too late.
It's never too late, no, unless you're dead.
Unless you're dead.
And
A variant of you may change.
Yeah.
I did really like this series. I really like the end.
Yeah.
Which is nice because a lot of series don't end well. Even it just happens to me.
Even shows
my
like,
favorite characters die.
Yeah.
And my favorite shows often don't end very good.
I agree. I love some shows that don't end well. Unfortunately.
Well, The Strain ended well.
It did.
I'm glad you passed that on to me.
Yeah.
This ended well.
Yeah.
I'm glad we watched it.
Yeah.
Justified. It was okay. I liked the final scene where he's talking to Boy.
Yeah.
That was a good payoff. Even
I heard Sopranos didn't end well. I heard it's an amazing show though.
Yeah. And trying to think of some other shows that.
You know what ended really well? The 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle animated series. Lord Drake comes in. Last 2 seasons.
Well, you told me about it, but I never watched it.
It's damn good. Yeah.
Well, the team in the 2012
Yeah.
CGI series ended pretty well.
Which I haven't seen. I would like to react to that sometime.
There were a lot of moments where I thought it could have ended and had a better note, or there's some things they could have done differently that would have resounded better in the series. But I think ultimately the way they ended it, and then they ended up the very last few episodes were mostly episodes about just random tales.
Yeah.
Where they would just make shit up, like a Mad Max version of their world and shit like that. And there was a version. Actually, the last 2 episodes were called Bebop and Rocksteady, so it was mostly on them. And it was great. It was like 2 or 3 episodes of just
that's pretty cool.
Fantastic 1987 throwbacks.
You know what?
And
yeah,
it was great.
You know what could have, because I love Supernatural and I love some of the stuff. Season 5 would have been a perfect ending, if you remember that. And then you and I ended up watching more, and there was some incredible stuff and some bad stuff. And I heard it ends really well in season 14. That could have ended it. And I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Super, but it could have ended after the Cell Saga. It's a great ending.
Majin Buu we didn't really need. Because if you think about it, and it's something someone else has put to me before, that Dragon Ball was Goku's story, and Dragon Ball Z almost could be said as Gohan's story.
Yeah.
Because Gohan starts out as this whiny little shit.
Yeah.
That's pampered.
Mm-hmm. And it becomes like Luke
sheltered.
Skywalker in episode 6.
He's sheltered, I should say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make the same comparison. He's much cooler in the end of it.
I think he's cooler than Luke.
At the end of it, when the Cell Saga, when he's kicking ass and taking names.
Well, I mean, he's not. I mean,
he fucking stomps Cell.
Yeah, but he also fucks up and gets his dad killed, and you know what I mean. Well, makes a lot of mistakes. And Goku had to come in as a ghost, which is like fucking bringing me to tears watching the ghost Goku behind him. Yeah. It's a great moment. I'm just saying. Well, he wasn't, you know.
I enjoy Gohan more than I do Luke.
I mean, making between 2 kids I love. I love them both. You know what I mean? This show, I loved it, and it ended well, and we're going to have season 2. And if the same team doing it, then hell yeah.
I mean, this is working out really well for a lot of franchises right now. The MCU's launched these 3 series.
Yeah.
Star Wars has been doing The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And we got more of that coming.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, what else have they announced? It's live action. The Ahsoka.
I mean, yeah, from my understanding, there's an Ahsoka series. There's a show called The Acolytes, which it's a live-action series that takes place a few hundred years before The Phantom Menace. And from what I understand, they can't have actual Sith, or they can't have like Sith taking the galaxy.
Yeah,
it's about
because they've been gone for a millennia.
It's about the rise of the dark side. So we know there's Sith out there, but they're
in hiding.
They're hiding, and they're trying to influence and make machinations.
There was something that did remind me of Ninja Turtles in this episode.
Oh yeah.
It was that part where Sylvie swings at Kang.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Oh, swing and a miss." It reminds me of Casey Jones. Ooh, when Raph swings from him.
The way Kevin Feige and like Joss Whedon, like early on, the way they did this universe. If I was 10 years old when this thing started, and we were 20 now, it'd be like our Star Wars. It'd be like one of the greatest things.
It would be,
and it's certainly still one of the greatest things. Like my son loves them. And I'm so glad that he can experience these great things. Because it's just like, I think after we got older and like I didn't think there's going to be any more Star Wars movies. The Matrix is over. The Lord of the Rings came out. I'm thinking there's nothing left. Like it's the end of time for the movies. You know what I mean? There's no more franchises.
Thanks everyone. We appreciate you stopping in. This is a great series. If you like what we do, or if you can stand it anyway, maybe you can check out some of our other shit. You'll find us also on Instagram and Twitter. And you won't find us on any other social media because we've locked it down.
Yeah.
But we're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
You know, come back. If you don't
He won't.